Ever since human beings began to build, they have tried to reach the heavens. The Petronas Towers in Malaysia are so high, they almost seem to make it. This is the tallest structure mankind has ever built. 88 stories of steel, glass, and concrete tower 1,500 feet above street level. And this is what it feels like to jump off it. The Petronas Towers are located in the Malaysian capital, Kuala Lumpur. The Petronas Towers are the headquarters of Malaysia's national oil company. Each tower can house 5,000 employees. The towers are cloaked in 170,000 square yards of stainless steel and tinted glass. When the sun shines, they sparkle like tropical diamonds. They fill with light like cathedrals of old. There is a 6-story shopping center and even an opera house. A sky bridge creates a passage between the towers at mid-height. The result is a building that is as unique to Kuala Lumpur as the Eiffel Tower is to Paris. Keeping this Asian jewel shining is an endless task for a small army of cleaners, from the very bottom all the way to the top. The Petronas Towers have 32,000 windows, and each one is cleaned by hand. Window cleaner Mohammed Jamil discovered on his first day that this job requires a strong head for heights.
First time I scared, I scared because this one is a first experience for me and this work I never do before.
Even the wet sponges must be tied on. From this height, one would hit the sidewalk with the force of a falling brick.
For us now, this work is very easy for us. I never talking about the new guy. I don't know about that. So approximately we finish one tower within 4 months or 5 months.
Just in time to start all over again. This is one window cleaning job that's never done. Beyond a certain point, the higher a building is, the less cost-effective it becomes. As the Petronas Towers structural engineer points out, building the world's tallest involves ego as well as economics.
There is a certain element of status symbol in it. When you do a purely rational economic study, you find that the sort of ideal point at which it doesn't make sense to build much higher is in the range of perhaps 50, 60, maybe 70 stories. So if you're going above that, you're kind of making a conscious decision to do something more. The statement that the Petronas Towers are making is that Malaysia has arrived.
In the 20th century, America was the home of the skyscraper. But in the 1990s, the race for the sky shifted eastwards to the fast-growing economies of Asia. The Petronas Towers would proclaim that America no longer went unchallenged. Arlita Arif has been a key figure in the project since day one.
When we started, we didn't know we were going to build a very tall building, certainly not the tallest building in the world. Our intention was basically to build a beautiful building, one that would put Malaysia really in the world map, and one that symbolizes what we think we are able to achieve.
But the winning design featured towers that would be just 50 tantalizing feet shorter than the Sears Tower in Chicago, the world's tallest building at the time. According to Arif, critical changes in height were then made for purely aesthetic reasons.
The buildings had a shorter pinnacle when it was first designed. It was suggested that perhaps by increasing the length of the pinnacle, the building would look more in proportion. And we tested out a few options. And the one that was selected just touched the tip at 442 meters, which just made it slightly taller than the Sears Tower in Chicago. So it was a pleasant surprise.
Surprise or not, the new pinnacles would beat the Sears Tower by 33 feet and make the Petronas Towers the world's tallest building. The taller a building, the bigger the problem of wind sway. The Petronas Towers can sway by up to 2 feet in high winds. This wouldn't be a problem, except for the sky bridge. Structural engineers realized that if the bridge was fixed rigidly into position, a tropical storm could bring it crashing down.
The method of supporting the sky bridge was a pretty critical question. We realized that if a gust of wind were to hit one tower first, half of that wind force would have tried to travel through the bridge and could have crushed it.
To get around the problem, they designed a bridge that floats in and out of the moving towers on gigantic bearings. An arch support completes the system.
The arch means that the midpoint of the bridge is equidistant between the two towers. The towers can do their dancing during the wind, and when they've done their dancing and they've stopped, the bridge will be equidistant between the towers again.
High above the sky bridge on the 88th floor, these men are in training. They are joining the elite group who clean the pinnacle of the building, its spires. These students are used to working from a window cleaning gondola, but that's child's play compared to where they're going. To clean the spires, they must become experts in rappel, also known as abseiling. They think they've got a strong head for heights. They're about to find out.
We train them from the ball ring downwards first. That is to give them the experience, not to do the cleaning, but just to get them acclimatized to the situation, to have the feeling of what it is like to go out of the tower. Train them in a few phases. The first phase is basic abseiling, and then knowing the rope works. And then we also train these boys to do changing from one rope to another whilst in air. We prepare these boys mentally and spiritually to battle on top of the spire.
A student must undergo intensive training before his skill and nerve are ready for the spire. The Petronas Towers are like a vertical city, and getting thousands of inhabitants up and down the 88 floors safely and quickly was another challenge.
The design of elevators on a high-rise building or a skyscraper is a real challenge because you have a lot of people moving, tens of thousands of people moving up and down. They all want to get to work around the same time, go to lunch the same time, leave the same time. So you can end up with a huge backup. People have a limited tolerance for waiting. 30, 40, 50 seconds begins to seem like a very long time.
Office worker Raz Azaya Mohsin waits in the lobby for the first elevator of her journey to the 83rd floor. Top executives, however, don't have to wait at all. They have the option of leasing an elevator for personal use.
I'm almost there. Can you bring the lift down to the lobby, please?
As he enters the building, his private elevator is already waiting to take him to the 86th floor. Raz's is only just arriving. On the left, Raz's elevator ascends at 19 feet per second. On the right, the executive climbs much faster, so fast that he must equalize the pressure in his ears. Raz's ride only goes as far as the sky lobby, halfway up the towers. While the executive continues on his way, she must take an escalator up one floor to catch her next ride, a local cab that will take her on to the top half of the tower. Meanwhile, the executive's private elevator has whisked him non-stop to the 86th floor. He's already at his desk working, while Raz is still on the move. By the time she reaches her destination, deals may have already been cut 3 floors above. Nonetheless, the elevator system has got her 1,180 feet up in less than 2 minutes. These men are preparing to climb the spire of the world's tallest building, Malaysia's Petronas Towers.
It's scary, but I don't have time to think. I just concentrate to my work. Hopefully, everything is go okay and clear.
Ismail is wearing a video camera strapped to his helmet to chronicle the climb. If he makes it, no camera will have been higher on any structure on Earth.
I must prepare properly the rope on the right position.
Ishmael climbs the spire first to fix the rappel ropes. If he makes a mistake, his student will fall. It's 150 feet to the top and 1,350 to the streets below. The wind can gust at up to 70 miles per hour at this height. The spire can sway by several feet. Ishmael reaches the summit. His helmet camera gives an idea of the dizzying height. With the rope fixed, the trainee begins his ascent. Ishmael helps him to transfer to the rappel rope. this job is so dangerous that the spires are cleaned only once a year. On December 31st, 2000, the Petronas Towers became the platform for the greatest official base jump of all time. "15 daredevils from around the world leapt into a new millennium and straight into the record books." In the age of the skyscraper, no building holds the title of world's tallest for long. One day, the Petronas Towers will be surpassed, just like the Sears Tower in the Empire State before them. But for now, they remain king of the skies.